really new. And the game was, can we explain this killer in like 15, 30 seconds? Can we give an elevator pitch to this killer
Yeah.
before the game actually starts? And like we would load into a game and my friend would be like, who's the Onryo? And I'd be like, okay, so the TV's gonna light up, right? And she's stealthy and she's not stealthy, and then you have to grab the VHS tape, you gotta run to a TV. Like, how quickly can we
No. My girlfriend, I keep trying to get her into Dead by Daylight, right? And we will always
That's so
be in
hard.
duoing together, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I would always like, so we would go like right up against a Myers, and then immediately after we'd go up against a Ghostface, and I'd be like, okay, so he stalks too, but this time he doesn't have the he doesn't have that. Like, it's just, oh my god, it's so interesting. Like, you gotta look at him, you gotta have him in the center of your screen, which it's
Oh my
just,
god,
it's really fun like doing
I
that
think
because
we
I
literally
find
have a video of us doing that with a singularity. Like our friend goes like, "What is the singularity? What do I do?" And then we tried so hard to
he
explain him.
puts pods on the sides of walls. Oh god, that's fucking funny, dude. Alright. Alrighty, and I think, okay, so in terms of the document, that is all there. What do you think? What were just your initial thoughts of it, just out of curiosity?
Yeah. No shade at this person. I do think that some of these takes are strange for someone with
Mm-hmm.
however many. I'm assuming that this person probably has more experience, more hours than me on this character, and like maybe I'm Dunning Krugering myself, but like to say that the change to overclock duration as a flat nerf is a little ignorant, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I do think that they should adapt like maybe an add-on or something for that playstyle because it's not an invalid way of thinking. It's just strange to think that it's a flat nerf
Mm-hmm.
because it's kind of a blurf. Like it's kind of a buff sometimes, it's kind of a nerf sometimes. It's all context sensitive.
It's not
Um,
gonna play. It's not like, for the majority, like I'd say 90% of your Singularity gameplay is gonna be literally the exact same. You know what I mean? But there are certain things that you're gonna have to relearn. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be
yes.
um catered to you specifically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, like I said, if you genuinely care about the character, you know, which I know you do. I'm not saying this to you, but
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
genuinely like care about the character, they're gonna relearn it. Not even
Yes.
relearn it. They're gonna kind of regurgitate with it, right?
And like,
And they're gonna
yeah,
be
that's
a
the thing. It's
okay.
like
You know.
yeah, like this. We have an understanding that well, this is like this game we love. It's not a single player game, and
Hmm.
it's a live service game. Things are always changing. We're always adapting. We're always adapting to new maps, new metas, new bugs. New exploits,
Hmm.
new everything. We're always adapting, and this will not hold you back if you're a veteran player. This isn't really gonna step on your toes, really.
Hmm. I'm really interested to see. I know I stated it earlier, and I'm not trying to throw shade at this individual, but I really want to see from like a potentially like a prestige 100 or just like a high skill singularity player. I want to see like what perks and add-ons that they're running and their behaviors during the
Also
match,
curious.
just
I'm also
because
curious.
I genuinely want to see if they look like. I hate this term, but I'm going to use it, like if they are sweating, if they are going above and beyond. Um, as opposed to
Yeah.
playing more casually, because I think this might allow for them to do is if they are running for slowdown, if they are running and like bringing like their sweatiest stuff imaginable. What's once again, hate that term, I hate using it.
That's true.
What's it?
It's valid.
I want to see them almost get comfortable. You know what I mean? I want to see
Yeah.
them explore different builds and actually have the opportunity to, without feeling like they have to give up perks, have to give up certain add-ons to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that's all they care about. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, hey, if you're winning every match as Singularity, I want to see what you're bringing,
Yep.
and I want to see what your behavior is looking like post PTB whenever this does come to life. I want to see if they do get a little bit more relaxed. I want to see what kind of builds that they put together and if they kind of go outside of their comfort zone or if they continue to bring their A game and what have you. Um, I don't know. I'm really really interested to see that. I don't know. So
It's interesting to think like I think it would be valid to have like two perspectives on this, to have like a casual understanding of this and like a comp understanding of this. And I don't know
absolutely.
any comp Singularity players, but I would be curious to see what somebody who plays comp on maybe Survivor or Singularity side, what they have to think about this kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And it's funny because I've loved the idea of trying to get in touch with a comp team to see how badly they destroy me in a scrim.
I
Like
get
I'm
you.
just curious. I just want to see it happen. You know, I just want.
No, no,
I'll take
no.
the
I
L's.
absolutely get you. Yeah, there was a hold on. I vaguely remember their name. I haven't watched their content in quite a bit. Coco Latte. That's his name.
Yeah, yeah,
I know
yeah.
he's a pretty infamous Singularity player and what have you. I vaguely remember several months ago. I want to say it was back in September of last year. Don't quote me on that. Um, he started doing comp for a little bit. I know
Oh,
that was
okay,
something
cool.
that he had like a borderline interest in and what have you. So, all right. I think, like I said, that'll about do it in terms of that doc and what have you. I understand that you wanted to talk about some custom add-ons.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Yep.
this is just like if you have anything idea like the one thing I was missing about this PTB was like yeah the add-on pass was kind of boring. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was fine, it's fine. I
It's
just think it's
okay.
kind of boring. Again, the design space for Singularity I think is really untouched. Like there's so much
Mm-hmm.
more you could do with his kit. Um, and when I say fun add-ons, I'm thinking like you know how Hag has like mint reg, like waterlogged
Mm-hmm.
shoe. The pig has her fucking crazy one where you all start with your hats on.
Uh-huh.
Like there are add-ons that other killers get that completely change their playstyle. Pinhead has Engineer's Fang, you know. Um, so like I don't know. Like, do you have any? Do you want to throw my way, or like I can just get into it?
I have one. I have one that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that you'll really like just because it caters to exactly what you were saying, where you want a little bit of fun, chaotic shit, right? So
yeah.
I was trying to think while I was writing this down. I was trying to think of I for whatever reason I had Myers in my head, um, and there was some point I was gonna make. I think it was with the tier 3 and how you couldn't revert back. Nonetheless, has nothing to do with that. So, as you know, in the PTB, you know how you can detonate the biopods now, right?
Yes.
This add-on is entirely centered around that, right? It's an iridescent, right? Um,
Okay.
you are no longer going to be able to slipstream survivors via aiming your camera at them, right? You can't even access the camera anymore, right?
You have
That's
to
your
blow them up.
trade-off.
Okay. Okay.
You can now place them on the ground as well as on the sides of things. You can detonate them, and if survivors are in the radius of them, they
That's like
will
the
be
unknown.
hindered for 8
Yeah.
seconds and will be slipstreamed. What do you think?
That could be cool.
Mm,
I think it'd be funny too if it also had the added aspect of if they just touch it, it blows up like the
that could be
artist,
fun.
like
Yeah.
pros. The hinder we can play with that. Like I think the hinder plus slipstream might be a little too strong.
Okay.
It could be funny. It could be funny as an idea where slipstream is just not a thing and you just get the hinder, so he just becomes like a trap killer that
Absolutely.
just slows you, like an anti-loop trap killer, which again vastly changes his gameplay
Hmm.
and would be super fun. That could be fucking crazy. That's awesome.
Hmm.
And yeah, you detonate it by just like shooting the pods, right?
Hmm. I'm trying to think of what else here. I
That'd be
wanted
really fun. Yeah.
to kind of play around with so there I believe it was the alien shard if I'm not mistaken, where if the survivors are within like a certain meter of the biopod you can see like the aura of them, so you can kind of use it in anti-loop.
Yes.
I wanted like a version of that where I don't know if it would be like iridescent, you know what I mean, but I
Yeah.
kind of wanted a version of that where maybe I don't even know what like the trade-off would be, you know what I mean. Maybe after you exit the cam, maybe it's like automatically EMP'd or something. Uh, but it kind of acts like the Ghostface add-on and the scratched mirror, where like whenever you access or a biopod, you just see the auras of everyone. You know what I mean? But like,
Yeah.
I genuinely like do not know what the trade-off for that would be. I think like the trade-off would be okay after you're done, after you've exited it, automatically EMPs itself. I feel like that would probably be a pretty good one. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, like you use it once and then it like
Mm-hmm.
detonates or like it goes into deactivated for a little while.
Mm.
That could be cool. Yeah, like we've played with that idea. There was one that I thought of where it's like it would buff your overclock significantly. Maybe it would come in the form of duration or haste or something like that. Like just something to make your overclock crazy.
Yeah.
But when you overclock somebody, it cleanses them. So if you fail to hit them and you want to do it again, you have to reinfect them all over again. So
That's
it's like
not
a
that's not a bad one right there. That would actually be really
Mhm.
fun. So, how like out of curiosity, well, I guess you just said, did you know like what specifically that you wanted buffed? Was it like the duration? Did you want maybe I don't know, maybe if like you get hit with like a pallet or something, it stays for a little longer. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of
yeah, just
odd they're
something to
trying
make
to.
it like more like incentivized, but then you have to make it more difficult in order to balance that incentive, right?
Absolutely.
Um, there was shit. Why am I forgetting now? Okay, here's a weird one I just thought of that it's really fucking silly and there's inherent flaws with it, but I don't care. Like I think it would be really funny as a meme add-on.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you here's how it works. Okay, if you shoot a biopod onto a wall, it deletes all of your other biopods. Um, you can now only fire biopods from other biopods, and you get 16 instead of 8.
Oh
So,
wow.
so like you have to shoot one and then build your network off of that one,
Oh,
and
that's
then you
fucking cool though. Hold
and then you
on.
just get like more than usual, but you have to like basically build a network off of your cameras instead of with your
Fuck,
gun.
that's cool. No,
And
I
like
get you, dude.
it
That's
would be super silly. It would be fucking. It's kind of like the. I wish they didn't remove it. I know why they removed it, but like there was the infinite bump blight on the PTB or whatever that
hmm
happened for a bit, where it was so funny. And I get it, there was issues with it, but it's funny. All right, I don't care
yeah.
if there's issues with it.
No, that's oh my god, that's like really really fucking cool. You can literally make like your own web of just biopods and shit like that. So
Yeah.
mind me asking, is the slipstream like would that be affected in any way, shape, or form?
Think it would just be like normal. And then the funny part is that you risk if you're shooting a survivor with your gun, you
hmm
risk missing and then planting a new one, and you would just reset your whole network if you did that. Which is the fun. That's the flaw of it is if you're
yeah.
inaccurate, if you're imprecise, you get punished.
God, that's so
Um,
cool.
and like, but yeah, the idea that you could just continue building off of this network is kind of fun. Like it's like a spider web.
No,
That's kind
no,
of the
no, no,
idea I
absolutely.
have in mind.
That's literally exactly what I thought of whenever you said that you had to build off your network just from that one channel. That's fucking dope. I like that one. Um,
Like maybe 16 would be too strong, considering that I guess as you build more, it would delete the older ones as you continued.
well,
But
yeah, but
it's fun. I don't care. It's fun.
is what it is. There was there was one. I was actually looking through a couple of Singularities add-ons whenever I was trying to think of a couple. Um, I want an undetectable one. I know that's
Oh
kind
yeah,
of like a I don't know. I
yeah.
don't even know how you would integrate it. Maybe like after you like I don't know slipstream someone and you teleport right behind them. Maybe all of the other survivors suffer from
Yes,
oblivious
that
for
would be
a couple
dope.
seconds and what have you. But I
That
don't
would
know.
be
I
good.
want like a stealth option because I love stealth builds. They're some of my
He
favorite
kind of
builds to run.
sorta got one in the PTB. One of his yellows got changed. So let me read it. Let me find it.
Okay.
So okay, so the ultrasonic sensor that is now base kit.
Mhm.
Now for if you exit a biopod within 2 seconds of slipstreaming somebody, your tear radius is decreased by 12 meters for 12 seconds. So
Oh
you
shit!
pair that up with monitor, you're kind of like a stealthy death slinger in that
God
case.
damn!
So that's kind of something.
That could be
But yeah,
cool.
there's he has a stupid like holographic green one where it makes somebody oblivious after you teleport to them,
Huh.
but you've teleported to them. Like who
It's like
gives
that unknown add-on I was talking about earlier. Yeah, that's so
yeah, who
stupid, dude.
cares?
Yeah.
So I do like the idea that it would just make somebody else oblivious. I think that's way more fun.
Mhm.
If it's like if it'll make I think giving yourself undetectable or making everybody else oblivious except for the person who got teleported to, that's really fun because it
Mhm.
enables a playstyle where I'm gonna overclock to this guy, but I'm gonna go for somebody else.
Mhm.
Like I'm gonna just switch it up and they won't expect it because they don't hear my tear radius and they think that I'm on somebody else, but I'm not. Like
Absolutely.
that would be super fun. I think that's a missed opportunity.
There was one I was really trying to avoid making where because I was just trying to take in like everything with his kit. They would just turn his fucking arm gun into just a
It's a
gun
fucking
gun. Yeah.
gun. No, that's hilarious. That's what I said. He could have something that's similar to like I think it's Engineer's Fang. I think that's the Pinhead one where he
Mhm.
injures. But it like nerfs his chains, right? Like it nerfs part of his kit, but it gives him a faster injure. Maybe not a down, but like that could be cool. There could be something where
Maybe like in exchange for that. Ooh, I don't know. Would you
No,
be
I
able
think
to
this is
slipstream
actually
them?
this is super balanced. Okay, think about it this way. This would actually be super balanced. All right.
Okay.
Okay, here's my version of this add-on. All right. So you slipstream somebody, and if they're healthy, and you shoot them with your arm, not it doesn't maybe it doesn't work on pods. Maybe pods it'll maybe just work normally.
Hmm.
But if you shoot them with your gun arm, it just injures them and it breaks the slipstream. So that you have to
Okay.
reinfect them, but they get distance too because you just injured them.
Yeah.
So they get distance. You have to reinfect. So like it changes your playstyle, but it wouldn't like break it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think it's like yeah, I don't think it would be that bad actually. And then if they're healthy, then it would just I mean if they're injured, then it would just like you would have to just teleport to them normally
Offer
or
an
something.
alternative. I was gonna say like that. That would definitely shake up the. Well, I guess just the different playstyles of it. It seems really interesting. I don't know.
But yeah, I just love the idea of hey, listen, for this patch we gave Singularity a gun. It would be so dope. I really wish that like add-ons changed. This is wishful thinking. I wish that add-ons changed certain visual aspects of a character. You know,
Mhm.
so it'd be really funny if it just made like a fucking gun noise when you fired it instead.
No, I
But
get
yeah,
you
that
on
would
that.
be cool.
I'm trying to
Imagine
think
like
of
if there was a doctor add-on that like maybe if he had a range add-on, his lightning turned like red or something. Like that would be so sick. Like not only just to communicate information, but because it would just look cool.
I think
You know.
I want to say it was Myers. Don't quote me on that. But I also remember it being vaguely like a huge misconception and what have you.
The hand.
The hand. Yep, you're 100% correct on that.
I've never understood the hand personally.
So it was like some visual thing where and it's a really really odd thing specifically with Myers. So if Myers was moving at his maximum speed, if I could be wrong on this, but I remember it relating to his movement speed, right?
Yeah.
His hand would be closed. If he
Okay.
wasn't, it would be open, right? The idea is that if you were running the fuck, what's it called? Judith's Tombstone and the iridescent lock of hair.
Yeah.
If you're running both of those, you would be moving at your maximum speed because you can no longer get to a better speed. You know what I mean? Just because it would nerf
Yeah.
your speed during that time.
Yeah.
Henceforth, why the hand would shut and all that jazz. But
Such a
it also
strange
doesn't
little
work
tiny thing.
because I could just run Tombstone piece and
Play with your food.
play with your food. Exactly. It's just I don't know. I remember it relating to speed. I don't know if I was 100% correct on that, but I think I was. I remember seeing it in a. I don't know if you watch a Mint Skull video. He
I've seen a few Minskull videos. Yeah.
he's pretty good at what's it just overall DVD related things and all that stuff. Here, let me double check real quick because sometimes I have this separate channel where I just put down all of the discussion ideas and what have you, but it does not look like I have anything in terms of add-ons. Did you have anything else?
I think there was one that I ran by when I talked to Phoenix Terrier. I ran this by her. It was something that like oh crap. It was like your overclock. Again, I've said this kind of in a different variation, but like it would super buff your overclock in some way. So maybe duration, maybe haste, maybe like maybe to a point where like even like pallet breaks don't even put you in overheat. Like maybe you just tank it and just keep going, which is a terrifying sight to behold.
Oh,
Like, that's
yeah.
fucking awesome. Like you're straight Terminatoring it. But the trade-off is that your base movement speed just becomes nurse. So then like you have to
Yes,
fully rely on
no,
pods.
I remember this. I remember this in the video. Yeah.
So you're just like a slow, sludgy guy crawling around.
You just got to get within range of them. Yeah, that could be cool. That could be really
Like,
really
It
dope.
would be such a silly. I would
Oh,
love.
yeah.
I just like it's like Burger King Myers, right? Like there's something funny about slow killers.
Mhm.
Like, like it looks when Nurse does it, it doesn't look that cool because she floats, right?
Mhm.
But like a slow guy who has legs, it's like really funny.
It's like
Like,
some what's it? Do you
who was
know?
that person?
Or
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say it's like a fucking Anakin Skywalker like post Obi-Wan Kenobi battle, except it's just the Singularity, just fucking slowly crawling along ever so menacingly.
Like he's just standing there menacing. I was just thinking of there was that channel I think it's called Rathalinks where they make like concepts like fan made concepts for DVD, and then they made a April Fool's Saw 2 chapter where you play
Yes! Oh my god!
as
Fuck!
Jigsaw.
What was it called? Unassuming elderly old man.
He's just like a man in a wheelchair.
He's
Like,
got the iridescent add-on of a fucking jet on the back of his chair.
like, I'm sorry, that's almost more terrifying than
Oh.
like a regular killer. It's just a guy slowly wheeling towards you. You hear the creak. Maybe he's undetectable at all times. You just hear the creak of his wheelchair as he makes his way towards you. So the concept of a snail that's always pursuing you, and when it touches you, you die. But
That could be fun. Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Oh,
kind of all I
man.
had in mind for like the goofy add-ons. I just wish he had more silly ones like that,
I
more
get
crazy
ya.
ones.
I get you 100%. Let me look through just really quickly. I just got to skim here. I think that about covers it, at least in terms of material I had specifically for you and what have you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to further discuss?
Did you this is up to you because I don't know how comfortable you feel talking about it. Did you want to talk about like content creation stuff, like how you? Because I remember you tweeting like you were feeling kind of iffy about it one day, and you were like, I don't know where I'm going with it.
That was more so. It was just kind of in my feels that day. You know what I mean?
Just like a shitty day.
Mostly, yeah. Basically, there were just a couple of videos on my channel that weren't like performing as well. You know what I mean? And it sucks because
Never
so
feels
let me
good, man. It never feels good.
yeah. Let me see if I can pull them up here for you. So let me put it this way. I started doing Dead by Daylight discussion videos as opposed to originally what I intended for the channel was to be anything and everything horror, right? I did the beginner's guide to the unknown because the unknown got me back into playing the game, and then I did a stealthy unknown Dead by Daylight gameplay video, and then afterwards I did my first discussion video where I talked about Tome 19 and how it should be every unknown main's worst nightmare. And that was in regards to how complicated that the unknown model actually is, and how we actually probably won't get a whole lot of love, at least in terms of cosmetics for the character and what have you. And I kept doing the discussion videos and what have you, and they were doing relatively well. But the issue behind them is, at least in terms of my other stuff, like for example, I'm gonna bring up the beginner's guide to the unknown. That is the most effort I ever put into a video, and that was because of two things. It was just a lot that I added in there. Like, I added in so much more visuals. I actually added captions that I did by hand, but also during that time, I was completely relearning brand new editing software and what have you. Like, I started with literally a lot of my videos are private now, just because I was literally a kid whenever I made them. As opposed to Adobe, I instead used a editor from my phone, and literally how I would do my videos is I would stream on Twitch from my Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Then the next day I would go through the VOD and screen record from my phone, and it just oh my god, it was so no, I get you. It was terrible. It was terrible, and the quality was awful. It was literally you were just looking at pixels the entire fucking time. It was just it was a nightmare, you know what I mean? As opposed to Adobe, which I like to think I'm pretty well acquainted with now. But keep in mind, this is videos from like 4-5 fucking years ago. This was around Twins release, if that helps.
Gotcha.
But what's it? Then I started back into pouring more and more effort into videos, and I came out with the unknown add-on tier list. And let me put it this way: is the previous video I uploaded, which was a Dungeons and Dragons review, 1,100 views, right? Yeah. And then you have the unknown add-on, and it's 154, which, you know, it's not about the views. It's not necessarily that. It's just the fact of, I put a lot more effort and attention into the add-on tier list as opposed to literally me talking unscripted for 28 minutes, you know?
Dude, it is kind of soul-crushing. I completely get that. It is kind of crushing sometimes.
I mean, it is what it is. I've always wanted to do something content-related, whether it be film. That's actually what I'm planning on going to college for relatively soon. I just wrapped up high school not too long ago.
Congrats.
But I plan on pursuing film and hopefully a career in that. But, you know, I've always had an interest in that. Whenever you put effort into something, it doesn't relatively do well. it kind of hurts, you know. But then I started coming out with the beginner's guide to the Twisted Masquerade, which that one did really well. And then I talked about something that Behavior did that really pissed me off, because it kind of
Yep.
spat in the face of a lot of like smaller streamers and what have you. And it had something to do with, I don't know how well versed you are in like Dead by Daylight drama and all that shit. Do you remember the consultant program that they came out with?
I remember them talking about it recently when they were like, "Oh, this has been going on for a little while, actually," but we're just talking about it now.
So, because that recently went public, a lot of fog whispers, obviously, they were not happy because they were in the past regarded for, balancing changes and what have you. Like, you can actually go on the Dead by Daylight YouTube channel and you can see tutorials put together by these very same fog whispers uploaded on the official channel and what have you, which, you know, the fact that you are directly asking this group of people that is affiliated with your game to help out, and then you're like, oh, actually, you're just going to be billboards to us now. We don't really need you for consulting. You know, we have consultants for that. It was kind of a spit in the face, but that's not really what I got mad about. Well, I got mad about it, but I didn't get as mad about it as I did with this other thing. Do you know what Twitch drops are?
Yeah. Oh, because it was like Fog Whispers only on the Switch drops.
Fog whispers only, which
is so
don't get me
dumb.
wrong, like it's probably not going to affect as many people, but let me put it this way. So God, I gotta go back really quickly. I think it was 2000. Well, hold on. How many Fog whispers do you think there are, just off the top of your head?
I don't know, like 100.
Nope. Less.
Less, like I don't know, like 40.
60. There are 60
Okay.
people. This was during the day of recording. It was June
Surprising.
18th, I think. I don't know. My calendar on my fucking computer's weird. It says June 18th, so we're gonna believe it.
Okay.
June 18th, I went on a little thing called solinome.com, where you can find data and statistics regarding specific game titles on Twitch. 2,450 different channels during the time of recording and editing. And out of that 2,420 people, you have potentially 60. And that's assuming that all of them are on.
Yeah. Dude. Yeah, no, because I went to get those Switch drops and like nobody, there was one person on, and it was like not even an English language streamer. Like I just put him on in the background to get my drops. I didn't even. I don't even. He was from like Europe or something. He wasn't speaking English, so I was like, fuck it.
The fact that you were like able to support smaller content creators and like have a means of getting your stuff, as opposed to, like you mentioned, watching somebody who maybe you aren't too familiar with, it's fucking ridiculous, you know. I don't really expect them to do anything.
I remember, yeah.
But it's just,
I remember because I was watching Hens, and I was in chat, and I was like, "Yo, aren't there drops?" And this guy goes, "Not on this channel, man. You have to go to Fog Whisper." I was like, "The fuck."
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so dumb. It's so fucking dumb. There was actually a particular creator, you know, Spooky Loops.
Yeah.
So he actually he left the program and what have you, and it's really ironic because earlier on, one of those content creators I was talking about that actually made official like videos and stuff for the YouTube channel of Dead by Daylight, he made the 2022 winter event guide for them. He made that, and it's still up on the channel. You can still see that. So the fact that they like regarded him, and not just him, but just overall everybody like so lowly, it's just but the reason why that made me so mad, and it made me even fucking angrier, because there was somebody in the comment section who I obviously won't name them or anything, but it's so odd to me how you can watch an entire video and I can literally spell out everything for you, and it literally goes in one year and like right out the other. So like, here's the comment right here. It says, "Imagine getting this angry over something so stupid. Oh no, my Twitch drops. Devs need to hang," in context of like suicide and what have you. First off, I think people who encourage suicide because of balancing, they're not even balancing, just like any and all like gaming related issues, I think they're some of the fucking dumbest people on the face of the planet, and I do not want to be affiliated with them at all. I think that encouraging somebody to off themselves just because of a video game is wrong. and I think a lot of people probably share that opinion. But it's like I literally say in the video after I make my point, it was like it's not about the Twitch drops. It's not about the fact that hey, we're missing out on these items, or I'm personally missing out on these items. It's the fact that it sets up a bad precedent against smaller streamers, and it's just so fucking ridiculous, dude. It makes me unironically like so angry. You know what I mean? But like I said, there's not really a whole lot you can do.
That's
there.
always frustrating when it comes to any sort of discussion. Like I've made a handful of discussion videos, and they usually do pretty well. And like, because again, like it's a lot of people relate to that shit, and sometimes like as much as I love just posting raw gameplay, I understand the value of discussion videos. And you can typically see the exact point somebody stops watching, and it's when they stop receiving points. And it's like, okay, because you just didn't watch the whole thing. Maybe you watched half of it. Maybe you watched 10% of it.
Yeah.
And like often, if I see a comment that's like genuinely just stupid as fuck, like they didn't watch the damn thing, they don't have to agree with me, but you have to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Often just if it's especially if it's offensive like that, I would just remove it. Like again, I'll leave up comments if they're like they just disagree with me, or if they think that I'm overreacting or whatever. That's a valid reaction. But if someone's like completely misrepresenting your argument because they didn't stick around to watch half the video, that person doesn't need to have a voice. I'm sorry, they don't.
No, you're 100% agree with you. I completely, like, I'm nothing but agreeing with you right now. There was another instance where, so I've only made, like, two kind of, I don't want to call them, like, anti-behavior rant videos before, but it's kind of it. There's another problem. I made it in the form of a video called the Flashbang Rant, where... So for context, there's something that you can do with Flashbang, where let me like kind of give you a hypothetical. So you're in Endgame. There are two. You're playing unknown, right? There are two survivors that are infected with Weakened currently. They both have flashbangs in their hand. They both run into lockers. What do you do?
Oh, you can't flash save lockers anymore.
You can't flashlight save.
Oh, you can
flashbang for whatever fucking reason.
Really? I've never seen that.
Oh,
That's
no.
insane.
You can.
That's fucking
crazy.
And
it's so dumb because like I literally talked about this the entirety of the video. Is like it's kind of really fucking hypocritical. Like, oh, this one thing isn't okay, but this other thing is completely a-okay. Like, it's so dumb.
It should be both or neither of them. That doesn't make any sense. I had no idea. I've literally never seen that.
And in that, I talk a whole lot about how, like, the physics regarding the flashbang doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Because, I mean, you would assume it would be the exact same thing with a flashlight where, what's it? You're facing a wall, you're not gonna get fucking blinded by it, right?
Yeah, but then flashlights you can clip through objects.
Think it works. So if you drop it, it's like a circle, right? Imagine a circle around this flashbang that's on the ground currently. The circle extends up and down for like a certain distance and what have you. If your model is inside of that, I think it still counts towards the blind. I think
it's just in front of you, and then if like I think it clips through objects, and then the flash also clips through objects. Like it just ignores cover basically.
It doesn't make sense to me because I mean it's an explosion. I'm supposed to be looking at the explosion for it to fucking affect me.
yeah.
But no, it's just. I had a lot of people on that video in particular talk about like locker spawns and what have you. What's it like? How it's not a problem with the flashbang inherently. It's actually about locker spawns and all that jazz. I'm trying to find. There was one particular one. Actually, I might have taken it down. Actually, basically the guy was like
fucking savage.
Yeah, no, like, the guy was, like, suggesting, like, oh my gosh, I've never seen somebody cry this hard. Please seek therapy and what have you. I'm like, oh okay, fair enough.
it's what I've been surprised about is, like, again, my channel hasn't been, like, super active for very long. It's only been a few months, basically, since I started actually getting engagement. But what I am surprised in is it is, like, a 90-10 split. Like, there's a lot less toxicity in the comments than I was expecting. Like, it's surprising that most people are nice. Kind of weird.
It is, and it's like a different like I'm gonna draw this kind of not even conclusion, but I'm gonna draw this narrative. that the Dead by Daylight community is unfortunately a very, very vocal one in their hatred of things. I mean,
Oh yeah.
um, you would expect that with that precedent that's been kind of built up, that okay, well, it's probably going to be like either like a 50-50 split or like a 60-40 split of
Yeah.
hateful shit over more positive stuff. But I mean, like I just said, it's only been like a small handful, but even that small handful, it does kind of, I don't know how you take it, but personally it beats me down just because, like, you know, it's not a lot of effort, but I do put effort into my stuff, and it
Yeah.
is like not necessarily my dream, but content creation and putting things out there that I can generally
Yes.
be proud of is definitely something I want to aspire for, you know. Um
Dude, yeah. No, here's what I think. All right, like you're gonna get bigger, and as you get bigger, you're gonna get more of those motherfuckers. You're gonna get more
mhm.
hateful shit at you, and that's just gonna become normal, and you just have to deal with it one way or another, right? And if the I think the way to deal with it is just to shut those, just to delete those comments. You
Yeah.
know, if you're on Twitch, you just ban those people who are giving you trouble,
Mhm.
because it shouldn't. It is like your brain is wired to like you take what is it? It's like you need like five good things to counter each bad thing, basically. Like you'll think about one bad thing all day compared to like the five good things that happen to you all day.
Absolutely.
And that's
Yeah.
normal. That's just human shit. But yeah, I think you have time as a creator to kind of get used to that. Like me, I still get bugged when I see some fuck ass comments that bug the shit out of me, but like often I just revert to a mentality of like, I know better than this person. This person is they are anonymous. They're swinging their dick out. It doesn't really
Mhm.
matter. They don't matter to me. Like they're not important to me. But every person, every time I see, especially like a returning viewer, leave a comment on my videos, that's always like the nicest thing. That's like the most like the craziest thing to me in my day is being like, okay, this person came back, and
Mhm.
this person is starting to value me as a creator, as a person, maybe not just for DBD. Like if I post a non DBD video and I see a returning viewer on that, that makes me really happy because I'm like, okay, I don't have to just be DBD anymore. I can. There are people who will value me for me, and
Absolutely.
you'll get just as many of those people as you'll get the shitty fucking people who are gonna say stupid shit like telling you to off yourself in your comments. You'll just get an equal amount of those positive people because you're not putting that negative shit out there. Unless you're, you know, if your content is gonna like farm salt, you're gonna get a lot of negativity because you're asking for it. But I
Yeah.
don't think your content's not doing that. So
There
I
was
wouldn't worry about that.
one point where like I literally woke up and I was getting ready. I think I was like brushing my teeth or some shit, and I was like scrolling
Yeah.
through my phone, and it literally went from me like scrolling through my phone to me like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because what's in a good way, in a good way. I didn't have like
Okay.
a
Okay.
whole
Okay.
ass like fucking panic attack and what have you. No, what's it? I was scrolling through my like recommended videos on YouTube, you know, just because I don't know, I like scrolling. Um,
Yeah.
and it was super odd. Do you know a content creator by the name of the Mr. Headache? Do you know who that is?
That one does not ring a bell. What was
He is a xenomorph main, but he mainly makes like Dead by Daylight educational videos. He was a big inspiration for me, at least in terms of making more discussion based content,
that?
and
Okay.
and most of all making like educational stuff. Like back whenever I was developing the what's it, the Beginner's Guide to the Unknown, um, that guy right there, he was a huge inspiration to me. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scrolling through and I see a thumbnail of his and I'm like I look at it, I scroll past it and I do a fucking double take. He has like a react section and somebody submitted my video for him to react to, and it's so fucking
Hey.
surreal, like literally seeing
Yep.
somebody who you look up to and who you like literally inspired you to make specific pieces of content react
Yeah.
to your stuff and agree with you and like tell you to keep up the good work. Like it's unironically so fucking freaky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, in a good way. Don't mean any of it in a bad. I know I have like a weird way with words. Um, but it's just I don't know.
Oh, I
Like
see the
that.
video. I found the video. That's
Yep.
sick.
Oh yeah.
That's fucking sick. Oh my god.
But no, he's a really dope dude.
That's awesome.
He's very kind person, and I think I left a comment on there. I was like, holy shit, this is like unironically like a big fucking honor. Like you inspired me to make like specific videos and what have you. And he just told me like, keep it up. You're doing good. Keep it up. You know. I don't know. It's just
That's fire.
it's good. No, it really fucking is, dude. It really is. Um, So yeah,
Yeah,
you
no, you know what I will say is like,
we got
because you mentioned like you were making videos like 5 years ago, like you're probably like in middle school or something at the time. Um,
early
I
high
I
school,
used I
early high
used
school.
to I used to make YouTube videos back in 2007, 2008. I think I was 9 years old, between 9 and 13. I used to make videos,
Hmm.
and and like it's funny because I had about 1,000 subs when I stopped. Like I gave up on that shit. Like when I was age 12 or 13, I was like,
Hmm.
all right, let's just stop doing this. And like now I'm getting it back into it. I'm an old man. I'm almost 30. Like I'm getting up there. So when I hear you talk
Hmm.
about like your experience and stuff, dude, you are like you grew up in the generation that knows this stuff better than anybody. You have the fact that you're talking about like, yo, I'm looking up statistics, I'm using Adobe software, I'm doing all this shit. You're like are so far ahead of the curve,
Hmm.
and like you have so much ahead of you. Like you have like basically the world is your oyster as far as my understanding goes. So like I don't have as much time to work on stuff as I wish I do because I work like a million hours a week. I have all this other shit going on because I'm a
Yeah.
lazy, I'm a stupid old man. But like I love hearing from you and like hearing like where the passion is and where the intention is, and it seems like you're going the right direction with your content and you have the right intentions, and you have a great personality. Like just talking to you right now, I'm having like a lot of fun.
Hmm.
And trust me, as a guy who's almost 30, I don't have fun talking to every 20-year-old I talk to. I hate talking to most 20-year-olds. So
I get you.
yeah, man, like I think it's going to good. I think
Yeah.
it's going places, and I think if you stick to it, it's gonna go great for you. Like I'm really looking forward to following your channel and seeing how it goes.
Thank you. I genuinely appreciate that. Um, Kind of building off. I know we're probably wrapping things up here relatively soon, but what's it kind of building
Mm-hmm.
off of like what you said and what have you? I thought like for a fucking dumb subscriber special and what have you, um, either a I unprivate it all, and dude, whenever I say like, oh my god, let me see if I can fucking screenshot this shit because like I said, I gotta go through YouTube Studio real quick.
Dude, why don't you do like a thing where you react to your old cringe
Ooh,
shit?
that could
And
be
so
fun.
you don't have to release all of it, but you can be like, hey guys, here's some of my shittiest stuff from 5 years ago.
No, but like, oh gosh, let me read you some of these fucking titles. Like we have, so I played a lot of Sea of Thieves back then as well, but I also did
Okay.
like occasionally Dead by Daylight stuff, and there was some YouTube channel I can't remember what it was, but they made like titles similar to this, but like listen to this. First video on the channel is Dead by Daylight, but I'm quite toxic. Dead by Daylight, except I'm surrounded by hooligans. Dead by Daylight, but it's actually silent. It keeps on going, and it's
No,
just
those are good. Those are dope.
oh,
That's
but let me show you these fucking thumbnails, dude, because there's this dumbass fucking character I found in this meme. It was in like NBA 2K or something, and the only way I can describe it is he looks like a troglodyte, like an actual fucking caveman.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Feast your eyes on this shit. This is ugh. Those are the thumbnails.
Oh my god.
It's so terrible, dude. And this was still back whenever I
Wait,
was editing from the cell phone and what have you. It's
dude, those are so funny though. I love that shit. Oh my god. I
oh
love that
my
they're like
gosh.
little magazine clippings. It's so funny, dude. The
No.
fucking Cheryl picture that isn't cropped out at all. I love
Oh shit.
No, those are funny.
God.
No, it's an aesthetic. It's definitely an aesthetic. I love it.
I also didn't understand anything about like copyright laws as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
like 90% of the shit on there has like songs like Aha by Take On Me and what have you for like the
Yeah,
Steve Harrington Experience video.
yeah.
I think I put in like a Super Smash Bros theme in one of them as well, where I got fucking killed by a nemesis. He bodied my ass. But it's just dumb shit I was making, like literally
Oh, that's
end of
fun.
middle school, beginning of
I
high school.
love Man, when it comes to the copyright stuff, like I don't mind using copyright stuff because I don't if like I'm not making much money on monetization anyway, so if I have
Mhm.
to disable monetization on a video, that's fine. I kind of make up for it by sometimes I'll upload stuff that is relatively low effort and it'll have nothing on it and then I'll put ads on that and yet those videos do better anyway.
Mhm.
So like it's kind of a weird mentality. And again, maybe if my channel was bigger, I wouldn't think this way. But like I'll make my last upload, I don't know if you saw it. I put like 7 hours of work on that last upload. I
That was the
busted
speed
my
one,
ass on it.
correct?
Yeah.
Dude,
I
I
busted
was
my ass
really
on that.
here. I don't mean to interrupt you, but like the
Yeah, no, go
editing on
ahead.
that shit, I think I've seen like an upload where you like literally went in depth on your editing, but your editing style on that is like so unique. Like I have literally never seen anybody
Thank you.
ever go through like that amount of effort before. But like I thought it was really really cool the fact that you had like a haste counter down at the bottom, and you literally like showed the exact points where you got so and so amount of haste and what have you. It was just such a fucking unique thing that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
But it
I'm
works
trying
so
to like
well.
make the intention was to like I want to make killer videos that are approachable for somebody who maybe doesn't have as much experience as I do. Like I want to make sure all this information. That's why all the perks come up, all the add-ons come up, because it's like I don't want you to stop the video and Google it when I say merciless storm or when I say machine learning. I don't want you to have to look it up. And yeah, the haste was just because this video, the whole point was haste, right? That was the whole theme of the video. But anyway, so like with these videos, I make these videos because like that's not I'm not big enough to generate significant ad revenue off a video like that. I don't stream. I don't make money off of this shit. So I'll use copyright music. I'll just not monetize it. It's fine as long as nobody's taking it down. It's not a big deal. But then like I'll make another upload where it'll be like an hour of Pyramid Head or something like that, and I won't monetize that. And those videos do better in monetization anyways. Like my next upload is gonna be 6 hours of solo queue. Like that's my next upload, and that'll probably do better than anything that I want to actually put work into.
Okay.
But a video like this is to impress me. Like this is me challenging myself as an editor and as a content creator to like make something that I think would be dope, and that's the intention there, right? Like that people are asking like in the comments, they're like, can you release the rap song on Spotify? And I'm like, no, I don't own the fucking music. I just borrowed it. Like I borrowed a beat that I found for free. I don't have money to pay a guy to produce music for me. I'm fucking poor. And like I have local friends who make music, and I've considered asking them to like do music together, but like I don't have fucking cash for that. I don't have this to like, and if they want to do it for free, absolutely, but I want to pay people for their work. I don't want
absolutely. I was gonna say
there's a local rapper I'm friends with, and I'm like, and I literally hit him up one day. I was like, hey man, if you have any beats you're not using, I'll fucking buy them off. Like, because he produces his own shit, right? So I'm like, hey man, if I have like, if you have some unused beats that you're never gonna use, I'll totally take that shit from you so I can use it on YouTube, bro. Like I'll buy that shit off you for cash, bro.
So like, fortunately, I kind of not necessarily do the same thing, but what's it like for my thumbnails and stuff? Every now and again, like I'll just have like really big difficulties in terms of
hate making thumbnails.
Like,
bro.
oh no, dude, it's so fucking odd because like I don't know, you don't know, like you kind of take a look back at it and like obviously you're biased because you're the one who's putting it together, you know what I mean? But like you're thinking, okay, is this gonna stand out? Is that gonna So what I do, I actually have a really close friend. They're actually, I'm not gonna say their name. That's not a good idea. They go by Bird Box online and what have you, and they're like my I'm gonna call them like my official channel artists, just because like literally all of the art that I use on the fucking channel was made by them. And they have like a blast drawing like the Singularity and what have you, but like they drew them in the, let me see here. First off, it's the profile picture. That's a notable one right there. Hey there. They drew them in the Twisted Masquerade video. The add-on tier list, that's another drawing that they did. Beginner's Guide to Unknown, they did that. No, they have really fucking terrific art style, which they've been doing it for like quite some time. They're a really big fan of this band called well, I'm sure you've probably heard of them. I don't listen to them. My Chemical Romance, and their artwork has actually been featured in like My Chemical Romance magazines and what have you. I'm like, holy shit, dude, you can like seriously make a fucking like living off this shit, you know what I mean? But no, I always like pay them and what have you, just because, you know, it's genuinely like good stuff. Like there's nothing else to say. They're just bring a lot to the table and very artistic. So
hell yeah.
All right. Well, I think unless you had anything else that you wanted to talk about, I think that'll about do it.
No man, that was a dope discussion, man. We should do it again sometime.
Absolutely. Hey there, everybody, it's that Slasher Elijah, and I hope you all are doing well. I just wanted to say that I hope you all enjoyed watching today's video, and wanted to genuinely thank you all for doing so. I also wanted to give a quick thanks to both Doinko for joining me and discussing one of my favorite games with me, along with Skinny Quinny for allowing me to showcase their argument in today's video. I would highly encourage checking out both of these creators, as they have been incredibly helpful and fun to interact with. Both of their channels will be featured in the description below. I also just wanted to let it be known that I do have a Discord server that will also be featured down in the description. I would love to see you all join it so that you all can interact with me directly and I can talk with you all directly. With that being said, be like the unknown. Do not deny yourself your happiness. After all, life is what you make it. And have a terrific day.